Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm using my microphone. Excuse me. It's literally storming outside. So I'm using this lovely thing so you guys don't have to hear any of that in the background. Hopefully you don't. If you do, sorry in advance. I want to go really quick tonight because I have had a headache all day and I'm just trying to go to sleep early tonight. But I have all my talking points right here. So we're good to go. I'm kind of I'm kind of like meh about the Luke update because his Instagram is back. So let me just start with that because everyone is freaking out. Don't this is the thing. I saw that yesterday and someone messaged me and they're like, "What happened?" I'm like, I'm not in Luke's inner circle. I don't know. Okay? But calm down. Like everyone just needs to take a chill pill because I think it had something to do with the fundraiser he shared that was for suicide prevention and it probably got flagged with Instagram. So yeah, this is what people were seeing yesterday. Yes, he didn't deactivate his Instagram account. Unlike people were saying, it probably was some glitch with Instagram because they do that when you post stuff about, stuff like that, which he did. If you didn't see his stories, I guess he posted like a fundraiser for the play he was just in because Alexander McQueen passed away from unaliving himself or whatever. So Luke posted a fundraiser for that, and then Instagram probably just took his account down automatically. But it's okay because he's back today, so everyone can chill. Everyone can chill. Like everyone was all up in arms about this. It's cool, you guys. It's cool. No worries. Nothing happened. Nothing. Everyone was saying, "Oh, coming up with all these conspiracies again." And I'm just like, "You guys, we cannot do this anymore. Like this is over. This is over." They were like, "Oh, he did it because blah 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 Antonia. He did it because Nicola." No, it just happened probably because of that fundraiser he shared, and then his team had to go, all up on Instagram and be like, "You need to reinstate his account because he is a public figure." But I love it when like celebrities get their account reinstated almost instantaneously, but then when it's like normies like me or you, we have to go through like 150 steps, make a sacrifice on the top of Chichen Itza in Mexico, and then talk to somebody in person from Instagram or YouTube before we can even have us considered for account reinstatement. But that's fine. He's back, no worries, all good. I wanted to also address the rumor because I wrote something in my post about the last night in NYC with Luke and Antonia, and that rumor someone started about Antonia like being upset and like storming out of the stage door and blah blah blah. First of all, literally the day after she posted, hearts in her story about Luke and then more hand and food pictures as per usual with her Instagram stories. But I just wanted to bring it up because the instant that something happens, everyone starts creating rumors and got to calm down with that because I think that someone was blatantly lying on her name. I think just because people still don't like her, and that's fine. You cannot like her all you want. Like I'd rather him be with somebody else too. But at the end of the day, you can't make up lies about people. That's not cool. And then it gets everyone else into it as well. She probably has RBF because I have that. And if you don't know what that means resting biatch face. And she probably doesn't look rainbows and butterflies 24/7 like Nicola Coughlan. You know what I mean? Like some people just have that face where they're not mad, but it looks like it. And some people can't read body language very well. And so sometimes they think that someone's angry when really they're just looking how they look. Okay. So no, she didn't storm out of the stage door. No, they're not breaking up. No, nothing's wrong. And as a matter of fact, somebody at the last night of the play, I heard this from someone who heard it directly from the attendee, said that they went up to her and talked to her and said hi, and she was nice. So let's stop putting bad on this girl's name. leave it alone. And the more we leave it alone, then, I haven't been paying attention really lately about anything except if someone brings it up to me. So yeah, if we leave it alone, it'll go away. That's my thing. Now what I really want to talk about was these two. Oh, and also that Bridgerton, now that we got Luke and all that out of the way, I wanted to bring up that Bridgerton release date that was leaked on Instagram yesterday, I think. It said it was coming out in January and February. And okay, that was either AI or someone's getting fired at Netflix, okay? Because that wasn't supposed to come out. And I'm pretty sure it might have been, if those are the real dates, then that's really soon. And I feel like they didn't have a lot of time for post-production. So I'm not sure. But don't hold all your hopes on those dates, because I feel like it was just a fake and someone trying to rile people up. But if not, that's cool. Then we're getting Bridgerton sooner than we thought. But I want to talk about these two for a second, because it has come to my attention that some people are going to be shipping them. Some people are going to be shipping them next season. Now, okay, I understand why we all shipped Luke and Nick, because they have history, and it was like there was really something there, and I'm not denying that. I'm putting my foot down on that, and that's what I think. But I'm not going to ship these two, and I don't think, unless you're a person who is able to keep it in reality, don't ship them either, because like the last thing I want to see is this fan base go down another rabbit hole like they did with Nick and Luke. And I was part of that too, and I'm not doing it anymore. Plus, I don't think that these two have that kind of thing. But there's going to be some people out there that are going to intentionally try to rile people up again and, ship them and do all this crap, and just have your guard up a little bit. Don't fall for it. There's like absolutely like nothing romantic going on between these two. So if anyone tries to say anything like that, just don't even go down that rabbit hole. Like there's still people who are reeling from Luke and Nick. Okay. Like it's not a good thing. Like it's not a good thing to ship people on that level for fun. That's fine. But there's people out there with a lot of ulterior motives and malicious intent who just love to rile people up. So my advice for this upcoming season is just pay attention and just enjoy the show. But please, for the love of all that is holy, do not ship these two in real life. That, like, we've had enough of that PTSD from like for 2 years, and I'm good with that. So, hey everyone, I'm glad you made it. Oh, hold on. Can you guys see my screen share and hear me? Let me know if you can see my screen still, because my stream is saying that it's having a problem. But yeah, let's calm down on that one. Hi, Coffee and Skeletons. Yay, good to see you again. So yes, let's enjoy next season for what it is. I'm excited to see how the character arc develops with Benedict, because he's always been so unserious and he's always been so like a joker and stuff, and it'll be interesting to see him as like this serious in love man who is in love with this maid. And that's what makes it taboo too. Like, she's a maid, girl. She's not even a part of the ton. Like, she is a maid. She is beneath everybody, and he's gonna fall in love with her. Girl, what is his mama gonna say about this? I feel like Violet is gonna be like, oh, if it's true love, then it's okay, because she's that way. She's like, love over anything. It's cool. But I'm excited about this season. I've gotten asked by some people about like if you think Luke and Nick are gonna have like romantic scenes. I've addressed this in my previous live. I really don't think they're gonna have any romantic scenes in this season, and I know people are gonna be mad. I know people are gonna be very mad about that, because I just think that they're gonna be focusing on the main leads this season. And the reason that I believe that is because the showrunner didn't even really like Pollen's story. And that's probably why I was so mad with last season, because they, in my opinion, did not do the books justice. I was unhappy. I was happy to see the story, and I was happy, I mean, of course, it's Bridgerton. I love the show. I was not happy how they not do the book justice. And that's mainly because the showrunner and then another person who is either a producer or executive producer on the show, Pollen wasn't their favorite either. So I feel like they just were really lax on the whole script, the overall story arc of the character, because again, they focused on a whole bunch of other storylines outside of Pollen last season. And it was like, man, they didn't even do the bedroom scene the way it was in the book. And I will never forget that. And I will always hold that grudge. I wanted to see the first time that they got together, and did it. I wanted to see how the book had it. But no, I didn't get that. That's fine though, because Nick and Luke really did some good work on that. But I'm gonna show you guys an article I saw about the dates. So because someone dropped an image on the Netflix, and it wasn't even the official Bridgerton or the official Netflix account. It was like Netflix NL or something, like Netherlands. I don't freaking know. And they dropped these dates. So either if it is real, someone's going to get fired or written up at the very least, because they weren't supposed to release it. So January and February, if those are real, then that's cool. I'm excited because less time to wait. I don't know if they rushed this season, or I don't know what, because it seems like a lot longer time last season between the start of filming and then when we got the show. So I hope they didn't rush this season. I hope that they took the time and, did it some justice. But yeah, it's giving, we're rushing this because the fans are impatient. And that's true, but I mean, I guess they might be accurate because people printed stories about it, but then they could also retract the stories later on. Just saying, because I don't know if it was real. I mean, his hand looked like AI. I'm trying to find the picture. His hand on her shoulder looked so fake, and it looked like some amateur did it. Let me see. It's not that one. See, now it's off of all online because they weren't supposed to show it. Is this it? Okay. Let me see if it's not. I hope it's not blurry for you guys. Oh, come on. It's small. Oh. Okay. Well, the words are over his hand, but yeah, it said January and February. I guess we're getting it in 2 parts again, which, it's cool, I guess. But I saw a TikTok the other day where someone was like, if we get this in 2 parts again, I'm boycotting Bridgerton. What is the point of 2 parts? I don't know. But apparently it's happening. Here's a bigger picture. It's still blurry. Why can't people upload pictures that aren't blurry? But there you go. You guys can, his hand looks weird, but that's because they removed the text. I think that was in this image. So debunking that. I'm going back to read your comments. Okay, thank you. You can see and hear me. I'm excited too. Yes. I don't think they did Colin and Penn's story justice. Absolutely not. That is a forever grudge we will hold on that show till infinity. Yeah, their book, at least their book, Penn and Colin's book, I think was better. And then Colin, I like that they didn't make him as harsh as he was in the book, because in the book he was really mean. He was a mean man. He was snapping at Penn a lot, yelling. I'm like, boy, you better be nice. I feel the same as you. In my personal opinion, the showrunner ruined all the romance and love. Yep, she absolutely did. I don't like her. I do not like her, and I don't like the fact that she is still a showrunner. Sorry, not sorry. Don't like it. Don't like it. Okay. Driving to a party in Chicago. Oh, I love Chicago. I went there before. You didn't miss much, girl. Just I was just talking about Luke's Instagram and how it got reinstated. He was probably just temporarily banned for that fundraiser he shared. And then Antonia, the last night of the play, was just a rumor. Romancing Mr. Bridgerton is the only book in the series I have read more than once. You know what? I read it online because I don't even have the physical book, and I kind of do want the physical book, um, because I like to collect things, but I also don't have a couple of the other ones either. So, is it worth it? I don't know. Oh, it's the only one you've read? Ma'am, I highly suggest you read the others. And if not all the others, I would read Benedict's book because it's really good. And then the first book, The Duke and I love that book. That's just like, that's classic to me, in my opinion. So I would definitely read the other ones. You can probably find them online, to be honest. You don't even have to buy them, just bootleg them online. Don't tell anybody. Two-parter releases means longer marketing bang and higher viewership. Yeah, it does. I'm really, really curious to see season 4 if they do half the marketing they did for season 3. And I think because they knew everyone was anticipating season 3 and everyone was like, "Oh my god, pollen." I I feel like it would be rude of them to not give Benedict and Sophie the same energy, but also I don't remember the same energy being given to any previous season either before the pollen season. And I think that had to do with like COVID. But also when Canthony's season came out, it wasn't really, I guess it was still going on, but because they didn't do as much either. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. It's weird how they did Nick and Luke. It's very weird. I thought he was meaner in the series. Really? That's interesting. I thought he was mean in the book just because how many times he raised his voice to her. I was just like, man, you need to take a chill pill. Like every every chapter in the book where he interacted with Penelope, except for later on, I was like, why is he so mad at her all the time? Jeez Louise, calm down. The whole entrapment comment, yeah. But that was part of your planned entrapment. Sir, you were the one who moved in. You were the one who did all that in the carriage. You were the one who freaking like put her on the couch and said, "Lie down." Okay, sir. Like don't even but that's typical. Like typical man blaming the woman for something they did. Don't get me started on that. You are welcome. Could borrow from the library, I guess. Yes, that entrapment comment was BS. Absolutely. But that was like the sign of the times, right? Like 1800s. Like the woman is always the problem. The man can do no wrong. Shonda's favorite couple is Pollen. I've heard that was true. I wasn't sure if it was or not, but I've heard that that was true, that she really liked them. And I feel like if Shonda, because she's like the owner of the production company, so she probably doesn't have much to do with the writing or anything because she has a whole like business to run. But I feel like if she was more involved in the script and stuff like that, like I feel like it might have been better than they gave us. So Shonda girl, like feel free to jump in the future on these shows and give your opinion because I feel like yes, it would have been better if she had more of a say in like what was happening with the script and everything. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I don't know, the state of the world right now. I'm just ignoring everything and I'm just kind of like not well, I haven't watched the news in forever because I just don't because um I majored in journalism in college and then I interned at a newsroom and that was enough for me. So I don't watch it. I get everything like on social media, which is probably not the best because a lot of that stuff on social media is misinformation and all this stuff, but I am um I am happy. I will say, I am very happy that because I have been screaming a lot of stuff for a lot of years about how things are in the world and specifically in the country that I live in. And now finally, it seems that the masses are finally realizing like, oh, wait a minute, like this goes this way, not this way. And I hope once enough people, sit down and process and realize that, then maybe there could be some positive change happening. Because yeah, that's why the list has not been released, because literally everyone in power is involved. That's why that's why a lot of things are happening the way they are, because a lot of people in these positions, all they're concerned about is the profit that they get from it. And absolutely, profit comes from war. Profit comes from doing everything they can to keep the normies, the masses, satiated and down, and, keeping them working their 9 to 5s while they rob us blind. So I hope that I'm not going to get like too far on that here, but I'm just saying I haven't been paying attention to much of anything because I am very affected by stuff like that. I am like it affects my mood and everything. So I just kind of been staying off of, social media, news sites, stuff like that. So hopefully you guys are protecting your peace as well, because that's very important in these times. Although, being knowledgeable is also important, but you got to protect your peace. And I think that's why we like Bridgerton and this stuff so much, because it gives an escape to everything that's going on. So yes, but I also, really quickly, because I don't think I talked about this, I kind of touched on it in my last live, but I want to be friends with Nicola and ask her, girl, what is going on with you? Because she just it's been so quiet on social. Like, she used to be all over social media, and it's just weird. Like, the behavior is weird. The behavior change is weird. And like now, every time she's out and gets like a picture snapped of her or something, it's just like, she's not looking like, she looks sad. And I'm like, what, girl, what is the matter? Like, just let's sit down and talk one-on-one and tell me what's wrong. Cause I feel like this girl is just, I don't know if it's like depressed because of what's going on, because I know she's heavily involved in like the, Palestine, like whatever stuff, or if it's something else. But I'm like, I don't know. I feel like, man, like if I was Nicola, I would never be going out of the house looking like, if I had a team to beautify me, I would never be going out of the house looking like a scrub. Girl, like she never used to before. And I don't know if it's because like the boyfriend she has now, because he looks like that too. He looks like that too. He looks like he doesn't bathe but once a week. And I'm just sitting here like, is this the reason why she's doing this? Because like her man doesn't make her feel sexy, or like she doesn't feel the need to be sexy anymore because she has a man who is the same way and is probably like, oh girl, you're fine. Like, I don't know, but it's weird that she goes out to public events now and is just not dressed to the nines like she used to be, like for at least events. Like, I know if it's her private life, of course she's going to wear whatever she wants. But anyway, I'm just like, the last time I saw her at that Palestine event just seared in my brain. Like I love her, but like unwashed hair, no makeup, a baggy shirt with like weird ass pants. Like, what? Nicola, what are you doing? They've raided an entire apartment building. Men, women, children, seniors rounded up, homes ransacked. Was that in Chicago? Was that in Chicago? Yeah. Legal, illegal, didn't matter. All detained. Wow. A lot of these people doing this, they're not federal. A lot of these people doing this, it's very much like it's giving Germany 1930s. A lot of these people doing this, they're not authorized federal agents. They are, what's the word for it? What's the word? Help me. What's the word? Civilian militia, who think they're all, because they're freaking nationalist civilian militia. Yeah, it's It's really disgusting, you guys. It's crazy out there. I mean, seriously, just keep your head on a swivel. If you're still in the US, just man, I'm telling you what, like I think that the pendulum always swings back. So, a reckoning will come, like for the people doing this and for the people responsible. It's not if, but when. And it always happens. But, how it happens, we don't know, but it always does. So, if that helps with the silver lining, then so be it, because there is always a reckoning at the end for all of those who took part in violations of human rights. So it will be good in the end. Yeah, they're masked because they're not real federal agents. I'm telling you. It's like, and people aren't doing anything. Did you see what happened in Nepal? Like with that younger generation, like, you know, um, burning their parliament building and taking everything down. Like, what are you doing in the US? You just watching it from your phone. You're not going to do anything. I don't understand how these countries with less resources than people in the US have, how they accomplish things like that. But then people in the US don't do anything. They just sit. They just sit and watch and don't do anything. And I think a lot of it is because the country is so big and that it's difficult to, organize much of anything. But at the same time, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people there. Oh, is he really? Oh, that's interesting. What does he think about what's going on? I'm curious. He's a retired ICE agent and it's way different now. Well, yeah, it's all different now because it's like there's basically like it's basically like a dictatorship at this point. Yeah. I still don't think I think that there's definitely like legitimate um ICE. There's definitely legitimate ones, but a lot of them are fake. A lot of them are emboldened by what's happening, and that happens when countries turn you know heavy into like nationalism. Like, oh, was I think Germany was nationalist. Hitler was a nationalist. Yeah. So that's what happens. There's just civilian people who feel emboldened to do this stuff. And there's no there's no like it's crazy to me. There's no like officials to be like, what are you doing? Like why? What? Like what in the heck is going on? Oh, I love doggies and kitties. My cat is in my closet again. I don't know. I need to ask him what he thinks. I almost never see him. Oh, okay. Yeah, that is interesting. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's completely different. It's just, oh, I don't know, you guys. It's I feel like the only thing that people can do who are seeing it and realizing it are just talk to people in their circle and in their community. That's the first step anyway, but sometimes I wish we could jump from like step 1 to step 10 and just be done with it. Well, like, dang, if you aren't familiar what went on in Nepal, like look it up. Um, where's that energy where's that energy in the US? I don't know, but I feel like as long as the wealth gap keeps getting larger and larger, and I talked about this in another video I did because I travel a lot, and it's not just in the US, it's in a lot of countries where it's just getting so bad. And as long as that keeps growing, the more that it grows, the more that people are going to start standing up and doing stuff, because you can mess with people's like social media, that's fine. You can mess with people's, like I don't even know a good example. All I know is like if you mess with people's money and ability to feed themselves, they're gonna go ape shit on your ass, and it's not gonna be good. That's why all these billionaires are building their stupid bunkers. It's not because of a war or whatever people are saying. It's because they're scared of everyone else coming at them with pitchforks and torches, and that's what's gonna happen because people can't even afford to eat. I see like a line around the food bank by me every weekend, a line around the block, and I'm just like, like if all these people are sitting here for this food bank and they're not mad yet, that's a problem. Like, you're not mad that you have to go to a food bank because you can't feed your family. You're not mad because all the ultra rich people are siphoning all the money from everybody else when they have enough money for like 10 lifetimes. You're not mad. You're not mad? Okay, girl. You're not mad? Cool. Stay not mad. See what happens. Yeah, it does. It really does. But that's why you got to separate yourself from like a lot of the stuff that's coming at us 24/7 online and stuff. And if you do that, I think that it'll be a lot less stressful. Yee. Have fun at the party. Yay. I wish I was doing something tonight, not till tomorrow. But it's also storming here, so it's not going to be fun to try to do anything anyway. Thanks for stopping by, Lisa. Have a good weekend. So yeah, I wasn't really planning on getting like this real for this live, but that was kind of the other stuff I wanted to talk about. And sometimes I'll kind of mask it in my lives when I post the pictures just because I don't want, like, it's crazy. Like, I don't want people coming at me for like my thumbnail or, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. But I feel like enough of my subscribers who are regular in my lives, like you guys get it too. Like I feel like there's a lot more people who get it than who don't. Like the majority get it, and the minority are just very loud, and that's why it seems like they're always, they're all over, but they're not. They're just loud and they're not the majority. So, anyways, okay. So yeah, I just wanted to hop on and just talk about those updates for a little bit. I know some of you were asking me questions about Luke, so I hope I cleared those up earlier. I'm so glad his Instagram came back online actually, because like I don't have to field any more questions for tonight. I know Mia was saying that everyone was asking her stuff, and she's like, I don't know this man personally. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, but yeah, I think it was from that. So it wasn't anything. I made a joke though yesterday, and I said maybe he deleted his account so he wouldn't have to manually unfollow Antonia. That's mean. I'm sorry. I just made a joke yesterday to somebody about that though, and they were like, "Yeah, that's valid." But no, I think it was for his fundraiser, which is crazy that they flagged him for that, because like there's a lot of other public figures who talk about stuff like that, and even like the Palestine stuff, like that's being highly censored by a lot of Western media and whatever, that their Instagram doesn't get flagged and removed. But okay, that's fine. I don't know. Maybe Luke has a hater. And they just reported him. And they were like, he posted about this, remove his account. Maybe Rory is the hater. No, I'm not gonna say anything like that. We don't want any rumors to start because of that. But but yeah, so do you guys have any more questions about anything that I've talked about tonight? I wanted to do a quick hop on. But yeah, I think as for the state of the world and everything, just don't let it get you down. I think that there's a lot of negativity because it's what sells. If it bleeds, it leads. And yes, there's a lot of crap, but there's also a lot of good. And at the end of the day, just remember, people always get theirs in the end. So I know it's hard right now, but I'm telling you, evil people will always get theirs in the end, no matter like if it takes long, like if it's expedited, like USPS Express. I don't care. They always get theirs in the end. So no worries. But for now, just stay close to your loved ones. I think that, yeah, just talking to people about, what they can do to help too. Just anything, to get the word out about stuff like, trying to trying to come up with alternative solutions, right? So, but yeah, it's don't let yourself get sucked in to the vortex of the media, because I actively don't watch it, again, because I know what that world is like, and I know that they intentionally try to, you know, intentionally try to propagandize everyone. So just trust your gut, stick close to your loved ones, and yeah, I know we can only hope, but it's true. If you look back in history, it's true. It is so true. They always get theirs in the end, no matter who it is, no matter what it is. So I feel like that a lot of the people who actively support or supported what is happening aren't anymore. They're just not being loud about it, but they're not supporting that anymore. I really do think it's the minority. And I think at this point, it's just gotten so out of control that it's like, okay, now the velocity at which it's going, it's like a train rolling down a hill, right? It's like, how are you going to stop it? Maybe you can't. Maybe you just got to let it crash. You know what I mean? So that was good. I might use that in the future. Yes, patience, patience, patience. My grandma, she always says patience, patience, patience. So I'm like, I'm tired of patience, grandma. What's that mean? I'm tired, grandpa. I'm tired, grandpa. I'm tired of this. Oh, God. I wish my grandpa was still here. He passed away a couple months ago, but he'd have a lot to say about it. He didn't speak unless it was necessary. Very Italian, very, very Sicilian man. So, but yeah, I think that, you know, just keep your head up. Um, and again, don't let they want people to be tired, and they want people to be distraught, and they want people, because then people don't do anything when they're like that, right? People don't stand up, people don't do anything if they're tired, overwhelmed. That's the whole goal. So don't let them do that. Just keep on keeping on. We got this, because there's more of us than there is of them. And let me just say, they are going to be scared once everyone gets on the same page. That's all I'm going to say. Yes, stay safe and always have a backup plan. If you don't have a passport, please get one. You know, a lot of people talk about visas. Yeah, I mean, that's cool if you want to stay permanently abroad, but, you know, at least have a passport along with your normal ID, because, like I say, you never know. But my grandmother always said people will get paid back, good or bad. Exactly. Yes, that is absolutely true. Absolutely. All right, guys. I still have a headache, so I think I'm gonna go. But thank you all for joining. I know it was short. But yeah, I just wanted to give some updates, and hopefully the next season of Bridgerton will start in January, because that would be awesome. But if not, don't get your hopes don't have your hopes dashed, because we don't know if that was a real image or not. It could be, it could not be. So, yeah, hopefully we'll see something soon from Bridgerton, though, because I have not even seen anything on their account like promoting season 4 yet, except for maybe like one poster. So I don't know, but if any news comes up, I will be sure to let you guys know about it, because you know I'm always watching. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to take some Tylenol. I'm going to take that Tylenol, that drug that causes problems, right? They're so stupid. I'm going to take Tylenol for this headache. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Have a great Sunday, and I will see you again very soon.